Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video I want to take you to take your left hand, put it to your right shoulder, buckle yourself in because it's tier list time, and this one's going to be a doozy. It's 9th anniversary, baby! And if you're new to the game, or if you're an endgame player, we're going to be ranking all of the legends in the game onto a tier list for you guys to sort of break down what characters are worth leveling up, where they shine the most, and what characters I like to use as a player that's played this game for a very long time, about 7 years now, and help you guys maximize your resources of where to use them in the entire game. Now, today's tier list is going to centric the entire game, so that takes into consideration Grand Voyage, which isn't great, PvP, regular play like garbs challenges, forests, regular content like arenas, clashes, coliseums, all that kind of stuff, treasure map speed, PKA, basically every aspect of the game we're going to be looking at with the character, how fast the character can clear content, their tanking capabilities, their damage output, their multipliers, their colors, their classes, all of that stuff is going to come into consideration today. I will do an end game tier list after Kazuna once I get a bit more of an assumption on the new characters and I get a bit more of a feel for how they operate. But in today's tier list, it's going to be centric, like I said, across the game. I'll break down the tiers for you guys, but I do want to make it apparent that this is my personal opinion. You guys don't have to follow this. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comment section below. I love when people disagree with me. It makes really good conversation. Do not be afraid to speak your mind, as long as you speak it in a respectful and understanding manner, and we don't just go throwing shame at people because they like other characters more than others. At the end of the day, every character can basically complete everything in the game. There's just characters that do it better, and if you like a character more because it's that character, go for gold. That's more than okay with me. But if you enjoy the video, bolt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff, and let's dive into the 9th anniversary tier list of 2023. Alright, here we go. So there's a lot of tiers here, and I'll explain why in a second. But if you take a look down the bottom, right here, look at how many characters we have to go through today. Like, there is so many characters. So, I do want to give a shout out to, by the way, the tier list maker and the database for the images provided. Link in the description as always. Oh, I've got 2 queens here, damn. But what we're actually going to do is we're not going to touch on everything the unit does. You guys are just going to have to trust me when I put them in a tier. But I will break down basically what the character does, maybe a strength or a negative of why I'm putting them somewhere. We're going to have the top 5. That's going to be in order. The God tier is basically going to be the next sort of tier after God top 5. All these characters could probably make an argument for top 5, and I would understand why people would put them there. Meta means like they're so good right now because of some of these characters up the top here. They actually make these characters more viable. S tier captains are like your top of the line captains. If you're using the unit, you're pretty much using them as a captain because that's where they shine the most. S tier sub means as a sailor. This is where they shine the most. S tier level limit break. This is where you need 10 copies of a unit. So I have made separate tiers for this because characters get very good with their level limit breaks. However, when they don't have level limit breaks, they're nowhere near the top. PvP focus. So this unit, these guys here are only pretty much used in PvP. There's a bunch of characters that I'll talk about, and whilst they have good aspects in regular play, you're just never going to use them in regular play over other characters. So I wanted to put PvP focus quite high because you do PvP every single day. You get 3 fights. Grand Voyage is very prevalent now in the game. And whilst I'm going to take PvP in consideration with up here as well, with the top 5 God tier and meta, the PvP focus tier is for those characters that are just so good in PvP that they have to be included somewhere. A tier captain, A tier sub, A tier level limit break, basically understandable. Support, you basically just want to max these supports and then you're good to go. I wanted to put these a little bit higher because I feel like they're more important than these B tier characters. And then you got the need some love. Like, these characters need 6+ and stuff like that. So with that said, let's dive in. Let's take a look. First of all, we got Log Luffy. Log Luffy, you're only ever going to use as support. I don't care how good his level limit break is. Bato, he's a B tier level limit break. He's kind of whatever. This lore on paper seems really, really good, but he's just an A tier level limit break. And most of the time you have the 6+. This Lucci, same situation. He has one of the highest multipliers in the game, though, if you do have him at level limit break. But most of the people have him evolved. Izokiku. Izokiku is very good in PvP when you verse strength teams. But most of the time, you will be using this character for treasure map, for speed farming. So if you have this unit, amazing for speed farming in treasure map. They also have a fantastic support, so you really want to max out their support. But for today, I'm going to put them in A tier sub. Because in PvP, I don't really use them as a core PvP unit anymore. They still can work, but most of the time, I'll always be using this character in treasure map. Next, we've got Frankie Tanky. Frankie Tanky are interesting because they're so good in Grand Voyage. They're amazing for 2 separate Grand Voyages. They have a great switch ability. They've got great tanking abilities, great damage output. And as a captain, they can actually remove attack down and bind. So, no, sorry, attack down and burn. So the attack down removal is like their key. However, nowadays, I'm going to put them in sub because there's just other characters that can remove attack down that's better. And most of the time, I'm using this guy as a sub for their switch ability and stuff like that. Brook is going to go into A tier captain. He's quite high on my tier list because he's just so good for Grand Voyage at Logtown against Buggy. He can see a bit more play. He's got a really, really good support, especially for versus Yamato. So the big reason I have him here is for his like revive shenanigans and stuff like that. Your Rogue, bro, your Rogue needs some love. I'm honestly not even going to put your Rogue in PvP tier because like I don't use this guy in PvP at all. Like I guess for the sake of it, we put him in PvP because it's a PvP legend. But honestly, this character needs love so badly. I'm going to put him at the back end of PvP though, but I can't stand that guy. X-Drake, I'm going to put X-Drake in meta. X-Drake has special bind removal, special reverse removal in his captain, and he's basically Super Tandem Kaido's best friend. But with that, Super Tandem Kaido, I just don't think that this X-Drake provides a lot for a lot of teams when other characters can kind of do what he does now. Like Ace Yamato with their Super Switch gives Chain Boundary. They also give an attack boost. But this X-Drake is amazing, and the reason I'm putting him so high is because he works so well with Super Tandem Kaido. Lately, we haven't really seen them shine per se. Plus, I think his attack boost and stuff has kind of been power crept nowadays. So there's also that. Still a fantastic unit. Like, definitely no doubt about that, but just definitely power crept. As for Kuzan, I'm going to put Kuzan in S tier level limit break. This guy is an absolute demon in Pirate Rumble, and that's what's taking him so high for me. Plus, in regular play, he's really, really good. Attack boost, All Booster for Cyan and Quick. Very, very good unit. Super Tandem Luffy is going to go into God tier. I might bring him up into my top 5. I'm undecided just yet. I do want to see how the characters go, and obviously this tier list is subject to change as we go on. That is something I forgot to mention at the start. He's a fantastic character. Terrific leader. Fantastic super class, fantastic special, great super tandem, but he's a year old now, and he has been power crept by some other units, unfortunately, so there's that. Super Tandem Kaido is another god tier unit. I think that Luffy's aged better than Kaido, but that's not a product of what the problem of Kaido does. It's the problem that they've realized what they did with Kaido. He was a bit of a mistake of a character, and they just nerfed the content around him. Remember, a character is only as good as the content that's around them, and if the content doesn't suffice that, then you have a bit of a problem. Next, we've got Ace Yamato. Now, Ace Yamato, if you are talking the entire game here, I do think Ace Yamato is more useful, especially for a newer player, to have on their account. Blind removal, special bind removal, they apply Ignite, which gets around resilience. They're a fantastic unit, being an attack booster and a chain boundary unit as well. Conditional boost. If you have this unit, as a new game player, you can complete like majority of the content. Now, like I said, all characters can do that, but this unit is really good in Grand Voyage as well. They're amazing for Syrup Village. So they're a character that you're going to want to level up, and a character that you're going to want to have on your accounts. Plus, they're pretty good in PvP as well. Also, this Luffy is amazing in PvP. That's kind of why I put him above Kaido as well. You'll just see a lot more use on a day-to-day basis with that Luffy. As for the waifus are definitely a meta character. They're fantastic at removing paralysis and attack down. And again, with this Kaido and this Luffy and this, like, these characters all work so well together for 8th anniversary. Very, very good character, and I'm definitely going to stick them in meta, just like I've got X-Drake here. They're a Free Spirit and a Striker, which is 2 of the best classes in the game right now. They have one of the best supports in the game, going on any Free Spirit Striker for cooldowns, and as a Sailor, they give cooldowns just in their passive, which is so, so valuable. As for Akainu, I think Akainu is probably an A tier level limit break. Now that I'm looking at these guys, I'm going to bring these guys down. I think they're quite bad, actually. A tier level limit break, nowhere near as good as Kuzan. He doesn't even shine in PvP, so like I'm going to stick him in A tier because he still can work on strength in teams, being your attack booster, he has some utility. Smoothie's another character that needs some love, man, but again, PvP legend, so I'm going to stick her up in PvP focus. You're not going to use her in regular play at all, but she can see some play on some quick teams. Not as much as what your Rogue sees against Sai, but she definitely needs some love, man. This Blackbeard, ooh, this Blackbeard. I really like this Blackbeard. I'm going to put Blackbeard as an S tier captain. If I'm using this Blackbeard, I'm using him for his chain boundary shenanigans. He has a really interesting super tandem that you never see, to be honest. Honestly, I'm going to put him in S tier sub. That hurts to do because I really like this Blackbeard. I think this Blackbeard is fantastic. But speaking like stereotypically, you're only going to ever use him for his chain boundary. You don't need him as a captain. With like Verse Kaido and all these new characters that did release for the 9th anniversary, you're only ever going to run this guy as a sub under them. However, he does make a really good hybrid option for those teams. So we'll stick him in S tier captain. He's got a super class. So I feel like if you are going to run this Blackbeard, if you don't have the rest of the 9th anniversary batch, he's a very good option for a captain there. But I think he only boosts Powerhouse, actually. Does he do No, he does Driven Powerhouse. He's a Powerhouse Superclass, though, which is a little bit annoying. But he's an option. He's definitely an option. Sasaki. Sasaki's probably an A tier captain. I do like Sasaki more than what I like Who's Who and Black Maria. I honestly don't even like Black Maria and Who's Who at all. I honestly think they're both support legends nowadays. You could argue to me that Who's Who is an S tier sub for his cooldown removal, which is great. And he can be a chain booster, color affinity booster, which is really, really nice. But Black Maria, I don't care. Like, you can't tell me anything about Black Maria. I'm not going to listen to it. She's a support. I've only ever used her as support. And even in the situation where she's been good, I've still only used her as a support. So I'm sticking her there. Next, we got Uta. Uta is going to go into the top 5. I've definitely solidified Uta as a top 5 legend. Now, I do want to make this apparent that Uta can be 3 different variations. But if you're a newer player, that is going to be very challenging to do. So if you pull multiple Utas, make sure to keep multiple copies so you can have Top Musica, the Int Musica, and then you have like the Awakened version of Uta. So I'm going to stick her in top 5. I'm going to like preface that this is both the Cerebral ones as my top 5 units, but a big reason that she's in the top 5 is because she's so versatile across 3 very different teams. She's an attack boost and Orbis over 3 different turns. She removes paralysis. She removes special reverse. She's a striker. Like, a lot going for her. Plus, Cerebral's still very, very good. The quick version is very good on Super Boss, and like, this unit is just absolutely fantastic. Next, we've got Chopper. Chopper's kind of like a meta unit, but I think he's dropped off quite a lot. Now, Chopper you're pretty much only going to use when you are farming cotton candy, but this Chopper can be a color affinity booster, and he does the resistance down, so he's a very, very good sub at helping out the team with damage output and utility, so he's quite nice. Shiki. Shiki is honestly an S tier level limit break. Shiki's sub potential is exceptional now that he has special bind removal. He gives you a full board of recovery orbs, which you can use on something like the King team to get like Wano slots, and he's a freaking demon in PvP, man. Like, I only ever use him in PvP, but I'm not going to discourage what he can do as a sub, because and in treasure map as well, this Shiki's so good. Like, he's so good. My boy Shanks is going to go into God tier. I don't think he's as valuable now because he's like 9 months old, but he was one of the most valuable super boss units like going around. It's like not even joking. He's been boosted for, well, not boosted, but like there's been a strength super boss every single super boss since this guy's release, and he's been so valuable since day one. Nowadays though, with like Zoro and stuff, like he is starting to drop off. You can still definitely use him though, and when you can get the ability to change the color, he's fantastic. But for a newer player, like it's something that you're not really going to love to use when you have some of these other characters. But if we're talking endgame, like this guy is definitely going to be high. He's not great in PvP, he's not great in treasure map, which kind of sucks. But Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo are a meta-based unit. On the Cerebral, this Shanks team, this Ben Beckman Lucky Roo is amazing. They have like an amazing support for Shanks as well. They basically single-handedly carry shooters, and that's why they're on meta. Because like if you're running shooters, you're running Ben Beckman Lucky Roo. This Snake Man is god tier, man. Honestly, for newer players, he's really good. I would actually have him quite high. I don't think I like him more than Super Tandem Luffy, but the idea of this guy is whenever a Straw Hat uses a special, he gets his cooldowns back, and he can be your attack booster, your orb booster, he can boost it all. He's just a fantastic character, like a really, really good unit. Sop, honestly, is going to go into god tier for me. Actually, probably meta. Like, yeah, I'd put him in meta just because he works so well on the Shanks team. Nowadays, with conditionals, they're not your sort of go-to, and you have a lot of base stat boosters now. But with the Free Spirit Cerebrally sort of quick team, this one with Shanks and Ben Beck and Lucky Roo, like Sop stonks have actually rose so much. Guaranteed conditionals, nothing to scoff at, as well as 1250 base stats and resistance down for Free Spirits and shooters, which is really, really good for that Uta that I spoke about. This Sabo, honestly, I dislike. I dislike this Sabo, but I'm going to give him some credit. He's going to go into 80 level limit break. His 6+ made him Psy, but still a color affinity booster and is what it is. Hina, Hina's pretty good. I'm going to put Hina in A tier captain, and I'm actually going to drop Sasaki to, like, B tier captain, to be honest. Honestly, like, I feel like, yeah, Sasaki's, yeah, he's dropped off too. You don't even use his support. Hina is an A tier captain, very, very good for cerebrals and striker teams. Also, she can be a lot of damage for quick. She can lock orbs as a captain. She's an interesting character. It's a lot of fun to use. This Blackbeard, honestly, I really like this Blackbeard on release, but, like, he's an A tier level limit break. He's really good for Grand Voyage at Logtown. Honestly, whoa, like, for that reason, I would put him higher. But, like, you just bring a friend captain and you're absolutely Gucci. Corazon and Law. Bro, Corazon and Law, man, they're so fun. They're one of the most fun legends. Was an easy skip on release. But I'm going to put them in A tier captain because they have utility with their superclass, which is great. And they're the only characters that can manipulate empty orbs, which is very, very good at getting around stuff like super block. So, fantastic unit. I wish that they saw more play. Halloween Ace is going to go into A tier level limit break. If not A tier sub. Yeah, he's got a really good level limit break. But, like, the character itself is already so good that I really just want to put him in A tier captain. Even without his level limit break, removing Special One and Blind is so goddamn good. He became an int booster as well. And he's basically just like a budget version of Ace Yamato. So if you guys don't have Ace Yamato, but you got this Ace, even not at 6+, like, he's still very, very good for newer players. Orochi is only PvP. Like, you're only ever going to use this guy in PvP, but he's much better than these two, being a PvP legend. Ashura Zoro. Now, this is controversial, but I love Ashura Zoro, man. He's so high up on my anniversary tier list. He's going to be a meta unit because he flourishes thanks to a lot of other Straw Hats being good, and namely, like, the Dex combination of this guy, the new Sanji, and, what's his name? The new Luffy Yamato as well. So this Zoro, I still think is very, very good. His chain shenanigans are definitely not to be underestimated. Fantastic using unit in Treasure Map as well, going through NAO, as well as having utility for damage reduction, which is awesome. Any Zoro that does damage in my eyes is always fun. Next, we've got Kid. Kid's an A. Oh, honestly, I really like Kid's level limit break. Kid's level limit break is so interesting. Plus, he's so good in Treasure Map. Being able to wave clear with his super class. He gives super bomb orbs, which is, like, amazing at getting around super block. Fantastic unit, and is a really, really good PvP character as well. Like, don't discredit what that guy can do in PvP. Big Mom. Big Mom. I'm going to put her in AT sub. Her super tandem is not bad. Like, she does not have a bad super tandem, but the problem is she's in such a high cooldown. Even in Kazuna, she's not getting all her cooldowns, which is just, it's really, really disappointing. But she's a product of the fact that, like, the Kaido crew is so good, and her super tandem helps Kaido. But she has dropped off quite a lot because of these new characters that we are going to talk about a little bit later. Next, we've got Page 1. Page 1 needs some love so badly. I'm not even going to put him in PvP focused, even though he's a PvP legend. I'm going to put him in support. He's a support legend, rules 2 turns of defense down. That's literally all you're going to use him for. As for Jimbo, Jimbo's pretty good. Jimbo's pretty nice. He's an AT captain, I would say. Yeah, AT captain. He's a chain boundary or an attack booster. The problem with him is you've got to be at full HP, and then he nullifies damage, which can be pretty wonky. He's not a character you're going to run on a day-to-day basis, and he's a super fighter. Like why? Kazuna Boa. Ooh, Kazuna Boa. Kazuna Boa is interesting, right? I'm going to put her as an A tier sub. She's nowhere near as good as I thought she was going to be initially. She can be an infinite turn attack booster as long as you don't take a certain amount of damage, which is crazy. But I just wish she had the ability to give you a conditional boost against the Love. But for me, I use her in PvP. PvP, she's really, really good. I'm a big fan of this unit in PvP. So I'm going to put her in PvP focused more than anything. But, so, like, if you want to level her up, go for it. But otherwise, yeah, don't worry about it. Chopper. Chopper is probably going to go into S tier level limit break. Maybe A tier level limit break. He's really good. Really good support. But again, like, most of the time, I'm taking this Chopper, if I'm honest. But he's still really, really good. Great cotton candy duper. If you're a newer player and you get him, he's just a great way of getting more drops. Super Tandem Nami. I'm going to stick Super Tandem Nami right here. I still think Super Tandem Nami is the best legend in the game. Her ability to completely remove paralysis cannot be underestimated. On top of that, she gives all of those charges to cooldown. She's a 2.5 times chain boost, which is the highest in the game. Yes, it takes some getting there, but it's still the highest. 3,000 base stats, which is, again, still the highest. And she has an insane super tandem. 2.25 for free spirits and strikers, as well as giving a 0.5 conditional increase. It's still the best super tandem in the game, in my opinion. Zoro's close second, but this unit still outreigns that. The combination, the power trio of, like, the new Luffy Yamato, this Nami, Robin, and versus Yamato, and then if you bring Sanji as well, like, you have a crazy-ass team popping there versus Quick. Provided you can get color affinity, rip for the super boss, but, like, still, this team does so much damage. Next, we got Robin. Robin is a meta-based unit. I would put her in God tier. However, in every aspect of the game that isn't Super Boss Kazuna, you're never using this character. Like, never. Her support did get a huge buff thanks to the new Zoro, which we'll talk about later. But, yeah, meta-based unit, allowing 2 conditional boosts is so much extra damage. Plus, she is one of those conditional boosters, as long as you're running Free Spirit Cerebral. Under Nami, she's an absolute demon, and like she fits on like every single team for Super Boss. Like, you just bring her no matter what. Next, we've got this Uta. I'm gonna stick next to this Uta here. This is like a top 5, but it's gonna look like a top 6 because of like these two. But you guys get the point. Odin. Odin's really good. I really like Odin. Rainbow Captain as well, by the way. Fantastic PvP unit for slashes. Terrific PvP character. Great super type now, giving 1 orbs on the top and base stats. He's a fantastic character alongside K-Dad. And honestly, like, he's very close to being meta. The downside to this unit is we just got an Odin Toki, who is like, it's hard to like use them both on the same team, obviously, but this Odin is very, very good. Carrot. Carrot is probably my favorite level limit break. She has the ability now to go through every defensive effect. She sets defense to 0, becomes captain, and is a massive 5.25 multiplier, I'm pretty sure. Massive orb boost as well. She's just fantastic. Terrific, terrific level limit break. Verse Ace has dropped off so much, man. Like, honestly, Verse Ace is at the point now where, like, he needs some love, bro. His chain bound is really hard to get because your captain needs a strength orb. But when you can get it, he can do some nice things. He's just so wonky to actually get. Yamato. Yamato. I really like this Yamato. I am going to separate the 6+ and the 6-star, by the way, because I do think they are very, very different. Yamato is great at removing bind as captain, but to get the maximum out of her abilities, to get the chain shenanigans as captain, you do need to be at low HP. Block or manipulation to 1 is nothing to scoff at, though. She can lock those orbs as a captain. She's very, very good still. And I actually used her recently in Treasure Map just to get around bind. So any utility captain, very, very nice. Next, we've got a Kainu. Versus Kainu, I'm going to put in PvP focus. If you're using a quick team, you are running Versus Kainu. It's simple. There's no ifs, there's no buts about it. Versus Kainu, he's one of the best PvP characters in the game, and on quick, he's still a meta-based unit. Ace, you could probably argue to me, is still very good in PvP, but I don't use him anymore, like on any strength team. However, if you guys want to throw that argument at me, I will 100% accept it. Next, we've got Super Tendon versus Big Mom. Versus Big Mom needs some love, man. But, like, she needs some love. But I'm going to put her in B tier sub because she can be a 2-turn attack and orb boost for Psy, which is still very good. Halloween Boa, oh man, Halloween Boa has to go into like A tier sub because she's so goddamn good against Grand Voyage against Buggy. So that's the big reason she's here. She removes Special One and Attack Down, which is great. But she's a Chain Locker, and Chain Lockers in today's age is just like, it's whatever. Cat Dog, oh here we go, Cat Dog. This is where I get controversial. Cat Viper and Dog Storm. I'm going to put Cat Viper in meta because if you partner Cat Viper up with Dog Storm, you can do some crazy speed farming shenanigans. They're also both very good in PvP. Honestly, because they're both so good in PvP, I would probably do this because Cat Viper is better in PvP than what Dog Storm is. But I'm going to put them in meta because across the board of like 10-star Kazunas, regular content, just bypassing like barriers and all those shenanigans is so freaking useful. Like, it's so handy for very annoying content. So I'm going to give these guys some love. Like, I'm going to give them some real love. I'm going to put them up in God tier. I don't think they're as good as all these other characters in the bigger aspects of the game, but they're also very good in Grand Voyage as well. So, like, that's something to note. Terrific PvP characters and amazing in Treasure Map too. Like, incredible in Treasure Map. So I definitely need to give them some love. They're very, very good. Whitebeard, he's a BT level limit break. He's whatever. Same with Boa. Now we're getting to like the crux of these like crappier characters. This Sabo can be really good for Treasure Map, but still a BT level limit break. This Usopp, I'm going to put... Yeah, no, he's a BT level limit break. Even though he's amazing for his own Grand Voyage, you literally don't need him. This Luffy, I use as a support. Terrific with orb manipulating, which is great. This Bardo as well, by the way, has a fantastic support. But I'm going to put him... Yeah, I'm going to put him in support. And then I'll put the other one in level limit break. Rayleigh has a really, really good level limit break. I really like Rayleigh's level limit break. And as a sub, he's still absolutely fantastic. Like, he's a fantastic sub, removing a lot of turns of Blind, Despair, and Paralysis. 7 turns. His support is absolutely elite. But most of the time you're going to use him as support, but you can definitely still use him as a sailor, as he gives himself cooldowns whenever anyone else uses a special. I think it's like 2 turns of cooldowns, which is nuts. Rob Lucci, BT level limit break. Shanks, honestly, he's got a really good level limit break. He's an A tier level limit break for me. I think I had him at S tier, but I'm going to bring him down because you don't need him anymore for local sea monster. He's been completely replaced by his Shanks crew counterpart. Kuzan. Oh, Kuzan. I'm going to put Kuzan up in S tier. This S tier level limit break. This guy is so good. I like this guy more than this guy. But the reason I'm putting this guy higher is because he's so good in Treasure Map. Like, if you have him at level limit break 5, you are going to just always use him in Treasure Map, basically. Because he's a great speed farmer. A really, really good unit at being a chain boundary now. Over chain locking. He's fantastic. I like him more than this Kuzan, but this Kuzan's so high for me because he's so good in PvP and in regular play. Next, we've got Ace. He's low level limit break. Honestly, the judges, they're kind of mid. The supporter Sengoku can be nice. Hody, I'm going to put in A tier level limit break. Honestly, I don't ever see, like, people using that. Like, it's really good for Treasure Map, I guess. So, like, maybe we'll put it at the back end of A tier, but it's not great. Mihawk, this Mihawk has a good level limit break, and I kind of have to put him so high because he's just amazing for Grand Voyage. His particular Grand Voyage, you basically need a friend captain limit break expanded for it to work. Zoro, he's got like a B tier, like, he's whatever. Same with, oh, what? These guys should be down here. Same with this Law, like, these 2 Laws, they're kind of whatever. Crocodile, yeah, he's got a B tier level limit break. Bardo, you only ever using this guy as a support. Actually, this guy's support is actually phenomenal. Terrific on Corazon, giving a 1.75 Rainbow Orb boost. Fantastic support. Luffy and Ace is going to be our first Need Some Love unit. They're giving every other character, dual unit, a 6+. Give Luffy and Law, bro. Give Luffy Ace. Give him a level limit break, man. Just do it. Give him a 6+. What are you doing, Bandai? This Law, though, I'm going to put this Law actually quite high. He's fantastic in Treasure Map. Terrific Treasure Map unit. I use him quite a bit to get through barriers and stuff like that. This V2 Shanks, it hurts me to do this, but he needs some love so badly. These units already got some love, so we're going to put them there. Buggy's an interesting one. I'm going to put him in B tier captain because he's very good at duping drops, and that's pretty much the place that you're going to use him. Otherwise, like, he's pretty shitty captain, if I'm honest. So we'll put him there. Kizaru, oh, my PvP brethren. Fantastic for slasher teams. Very, very good at level limit break 5 as well. Terrific slasher base unit. I'm just looking at these characters. Any of them actually good in PvP? I don't think so. Jimbo's got a B tier level limit break. He's good for 2 Grand Voyages, I think, or definitely 1 at Barriate. This Luffy has an awesome level limit break. I'm going to put him up here in A tier level limit break. He suffers from actually having to play the game a little bit, but if you have him level limit break, he's fantastic. I do like the 6+ a little bit more on paper, but, like, overall, like, he's a lot of fun. This Tesoro has a good level limit break, but he is a PvP demon. I use this Tesoro just as much as I use a Kainu, to be honest, if not more. In PvP, so if you have this guy at level limit break 4 or higher, like, be very happy because he's a fantastic PvP character. This Katakuri is a lot of fun, but pretty mid level limit break. Same with Judge. Magellan, I'm gonna put up here in support because if you have Magellan at level limit break 5, 150, he's one of the best stat supports in the entire game. So remember that because he's just absolutely insane. Marco and Whitebeard, they need some love. BT level limit break for Enel, like, he just never took off the ground. Same with Sanji. Even though you need Sanji, I think I have to put Sanji next to Mihawk. Just because you need him for Grand Voyage, which kind of sucks, but remember, we're taking all aspects into the game. Corazon is a fantastic sub, but he has a terrific level limit break. Like, a fantastic level limit break. Fixed all of the low utility that he had, and he's just an absolute honestly, I'm going to put him up here in sub. Like, I'm going to bring you up too. I don't care. I still love these units. I still use these units so much. Also, this Rayleigh's amazing in a Grand Voyage too. I forgot to mention that. Frankie is an S tier level limit break. Frankie has so much viability when damage limits is a thing. I don't give a rat's ass that Zoro doubles it. I'm going to be running Frankie 99% of the time. Next, we've got Zeph. He's a whatever, he's trash. This Cavendish, they gave love, and he still needs more. This Luffy is a terrific level limit break, like a fantastic level limit break. I'm actually gonna put you, I'd put you up way too high. You need to go here. You need to go here and support. I'm a dickhead. But yeah, this Luffy's on a monster speed farming captain. Great for Grand Voyage. Terrific level limit break. I don't think that's the 6+, so we're going to put you there. This Cat Dog, this Dogstorm has a good level limit break, but like it just hasn't seen play. When we get a Super Boss, he might, but right now, no. As for the support of Cat Viper, one of the best supports in the game, attack down and bind removal for 2 turns. Sparto Cavendish already got some love, so we're going to get rid of that. I'll bring them back down once we're done, though. This Boa, honestly, this is going to be a controversial one, but I've actually used this Boa in PvP. She's actually really, really good with Free Spirits getting Resurgence. Check her out. She's a lot of fun. I wouldn't invest in her. I'd put her back here somewhere. But, you know what? I'd put her right back here, to be honest. But she's actually really good in PvP. Like, really, really good. Next, we've got Doflamingo, another fantastic PvP character. He got a level limit break, but, like, I'll put him up here with Kizaru. But 99% of the time, you're going to use him in PvP. That's where he shines the most. Jumanji, they need some love. This Big Mom needs some love. Honestly, Iso, he got some love, and he's still pretty trash, to be honest. So, like, I guess. Honestly, I think this Iso, is this V2? We'll come back to that. This Big Mom got some love. Sabo Koala, they need some love. Luffy and Law need some love. Neko and Ino, they already got some love. Akainu, this Akainu is only ever used as supports, rotating strength characters to do damage into strength orbs. This Nami actually got a level limit break, and I have to put her high. I have to put her in here because she's only good for Grand Voyage. That's pretty much the only time you're going to use her. Vivi Rebecca, man, they're still a really good sub. I'm going to make them B tier sub because they've dropped off quite a lot. They completely removed defense up and damage reduction. That's why they're actually on the list. Same with Shirohoshi Mancherry. They're really good at getting rid of 10 turns of any chosen effect, so you can use them if you're struggling with particular piece of content. This Shirohoshi, she's okay. Nothing too crazy. She got a B tier level limit break. Bullet, though. Bullet's level limit break is crazy, man. Rainbow damage is nothing to scoff at. You guys are seeing what Zoro can do. This guy also got base stats, and he got an attack boost. For the, like, he's just really, really good. This Luffy, I only ever use as a support. I think he's stats. I'm pretty sure he's stats. Kaido, I'm going to put in A tier captain. I'm going to drop Kaido quite a lot. I normally have him in S tier captain. The law states, if you can use V1 Kaido, use one V1 Kaido, especially for newer players. Like, he is just an absolute demon at wave clearing. But there are some better options nowadays. So, like, whilst he's still very good, there are some better options. This Katakuri is kind of mid. Halloween H, you already got some love. Komurasaki, B tier level limit break. Again, oh, actually, this Luffy has a crazy-ass support. 1.5 color affinity for shooters. You definitely want that. Luffy and, what's his name? Luffy and Zoro, they need some love. Submask is still a really, really good support, but, sub, but nowhere near as good as what he once was. But the amount of specials you can get with that guy's crazy. This Sabo's got an okay level limit break. He's nothing too flash, nothing too crush hot. I do like the other Lucy a little bit more, to be honest, but I'm going to put them both in the same tier. Robin, shit, her level limit break's pretty bad. Nami and Robin need some love so bad. Arlong crew, they need some love so bad. Shanks crew already got some love. Mihawk and Perona, they need some love. This Marco's level limit break kind of sucks. Whitebeard has a fantastic support, 3 turns of despair removal. This Kuzan needs some love. This Sabo got a level limit break, but he's honestly pretty mid. Rayleigh is going to go into B tier sub. I think Rayleigh's main viability is in Grand Voyage, but nowadays you don't actually need him. I really like this Rayleigh, though, because Cerebral and Fighters have gotten a lot better, but, like, you're never really going to use him as a newer player. B tier level limit break for the other Fuji. This one is actually useful in Grand Voyage, but not essential. I don't think he's essential. I think there's a Zoro that can replace him. This Katakuri, yeah, he has a good support, so max out his support for all int characters. This Luffy, he's probably a B tier sub nowadays. Orb Manipulation, great Orb Booster, Rainbow Orb Booster. Actually, where's that Katakuri gone? Where did I put him? I put him in support, right? This guy's actually really, really good for Grand Voyage. Same with this buggy at Logtown. So I'm going to put him in a B tier captain. Hawkins, you're only ever using Hawkins as support. I don't care like what you say. He's trash. Garb's level limit break is really, really good. I really, really like it. However, 99% of the time, you're going to be using him as a support character for special one removal on Kobe. But he's a fantastic level limit break. Honestly, I'm tempted to put him up in S. I would have him up in S tier sub because like his sub potential is just so fantastic. The special mind removal is god tier. However, with that level limit break, he's a chain lock, which sucks. So I think we're gonna put him just here. Next, we're gonna go on to now we're at the point where like yeah, things are going crazy. Smoker is only used as support. I don't care like what anyone says. 1.75 times attack boost to quick is good. Rayleigh, whilst is absolutely insane for the Grand Voyage against Arlong, and you basically need him level limit broken. He's a fantastic PvP character. Like, he's terrific. And Free Spirit's just got a resurgence, so he's actually going to go into PvP focus for me. Wano Law, he's quite dropped off quite a bit, but I still think he's very good. I'm going to put him next to Sobmask because that pair is actually crazy. This Boa needs some love, man. This Boa needs some love. The Merimera ability is not helping anyone anymore. Needs some love. This Jimbo's level limit break is kind of mid. Luffy, Sanji, I'm going to put in B tier sub. Their switch ability is what's holding them there. Honestly, for like that reason, I guess we could put you there as well. And I guess with you, we can put you here as well because you have the only ones that can remove the negative enable. The Sweet Generals, you're only ever going to use as support 2 turns of Despair or Special Bind removal, which is great on Big Moms. Capone, does Capone have a little limit break? I think he does. I'm going to put him in B tier sub, though, because the Big Father effect is quite unique. The Halloween Slashers. The Halloween Slashers are going to go into B tier captains. They have utility, but, like, every character has utility nowadays. So, like, they're nowhere near as good as what they used to be. And as for the Fox Stump, we're going to put him in B tier sub. Because 3 turns color affinity is really, really good. Plus, these 3 units are very, very good for Grand Voyage as well. Fantastic Grand Voyage units. This Blackbeard. Oh, yeah. This Blackbeard is such a good PvP character. Honestly, this Blackbeard doesn't get enough love in PvP. If you have him at level 4, level limit break, be very happy. He's very, very good at strength and taking down strength and quick teams. Akainu needs some love so badly, it's not even funny. This Vivi Rebecca's going to go into B tier sub because they're very good against Grand Voyage at Arlong Park. It's the only reason I'm putting them this high. Otherwise, they need some love so badly. V2 Shirahoshi Mancherry, I'm going to put in A tier support because like they still have amazing overheal shenanigans. They have very, very good utility, which is awesome. Goldie Roger got some love already, so I'm going to put him here. This Zoro is good for Grand Voyage, but like he's a B tier level limit break. I'm going to put Sanji putting in A tier sub. They completely remove damage reduction and threshold, and they have healing shenanigans, which does help them out quite a bit. This Sanji, I think, got a level limit break, but I don't care. He's really bad. This Zoro, though, is very, very good in PvP. He does have Special Bind in his captain as well, so you can see play with him. But most of the time, if you are going to use this character, it's in PvP nowadays. But he's also very, very good for Treasure Map. Like, fantastic Treasure Map character. Same with this Luffy, actually. The Snake Man Luffy. I think I put him in here. This Luffy, very good in PvP. Sorry, Treasure Map as well. Versus Kaido, I'm going to put him in PvP focus. He's definitely dropped off in PvP. But he's still a very good character to use and definitely can see some play. Bring Zoro a little bit higher there. This Mihawk, put him next to Zoro, trash level limit break. Enel is definitely one of the best PvP legends when it comes to PvP teams. So, on Sai, he can do some work, but Sai are kind of in a very weird spot at the moment. They need a lot of help. But Enel is a character that you definitely can use and has a terrific, terrific support. We're going to put you out of the way. Onami, you're only ever going to use Onami as a support character for defense down on Sanji. Next, you got Magellan. Magellan, you can use in PvP, but I'm going to put him at the back end of PvP because, like, you just have better options nowadays. Doesn't mean you can't use him. This Blackbeard needs some love. He's good for Grand Voyage, but he needs some love. Moria, man. Moria is still so good in PvP. Probably one of the best PvPs and one of my go-tos for the int-driven team. Very, very good unit. Cracker, his level limit break's okay, but again, the main place you're going to use this guy is on the Slasher team in PvP. Next, we've got the Capone Pirates. They're okay. I'm going to make them an A tier captain because of their ability to remove blowaway. Can work really, really well for zombie teams. Jewelry Bonnie nowadays has dropped off a lot. I'm going to give her a B tier captain because she can remove fear with her super type, which is pretty valuable. This Luffy already got some love. And Lauren Kid. Kid, I'm going to put up in PvP focus. Probably one of the best PvP characters in the entire game. But nowadays, you're just never using him in regular play. Like ever. Like, it's a little bit sad because he's very, very good. Hopefully with the 6+, you'll see some resurgence of that unit. But as for this lore does still see some play. I'm going to put him in S tier sub, though, because 99% of the time, you're not using him as a captain anymore. You're mainly using him as a additional damage dealer, as well as an attack booster for Dex teams. Very, very good at getting around resilience as well. That's definitely what's holding him up, but like I just can't not put him in S tier captain. He's fantastic still. Like, he's a fantastic captain. Slash is cerebral, very, very good. Next, we've got Ace Sabo. Ace Sabo are going to go into God tier. Amazing for Grand Voyage. Terrific utility. They give 3 turns of an orb boost as long as you have an Luffy on the team or on them as a support, which is very, very good. Komurasaki, yeah, she got a mid-level limit break. We don't need you. This Marco is like a B tier sub at best. Remove Special Mind, which is okay. Same with like V Rebecca. Like, they're okay. This Sanji, he's bad. I don't like this Sanji. He needs love, man. He's bad. Germa 6+. They have the captain swap mechanic, so they're okay. Nothing too crazy. As for King and Queen, I do like Queen, but I'm not a huge stand for King. I think Queen is a much better captain, and then you either run King as a friend captain or King as a sub, and then you do some shenanigans there, but obviously they've just been hard replaced by 2 other characters we'll talk about in a second. Toki's going to go into meta, because if you can use Toki and you make her work, she actually works really, really well. But honestly, nowadays she's probably an S tier sub to just get that Toki effect. The 3.5 has definitely been power crept, but it's definitely nothing to scoff at the same time. Still a very, very good multiplier. But it's only for 2 units as well, so like that's definitely something to note. What else we got here? We got Dex Sabo has a very good level limit break. I'm going to stick him in A tier level limit break. The Straw Hat crew, they're really good for new players, honestly. Like, they're really, really good. I'm going to put them in A tier sub, because for new players, they can do a lot for your team. Damage reduction removal, defense up removal. Reiju, like, this Reiju you're only using ever as support. I mean, that's depressing. I'm going to actually put her in B tier captain, because she's really good at removing poison. Vivi, though, I'm going to put her in A tier captain, because she can remove Special Bind, which is very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. Kizaru is an A tier sub. Special Bind removal, chain boosting, color affinity is very, very good. He's great for Grand Voyage as well. I've got another this Yamato again, whatever. This Yamato, though. Remember I said I was going to split up the Yamatos? Well, that's because I'm going to bring this Yamato up here into God tier. Fantastic, fantastic character. Chain boost, 1 orb manipulation, locking slots, free spirit booster, striker booster. She's one of the best legends in the game. As for Page 1 ulti, they are a fantastic sub. They're going to go into S tier sub. When you can get them to work with their conditional, they're actually insane. Plus, they get chain boundary with their swap, which is very, very powerful. Jack got an insane level limit break. However, 99.9% of the time, you're going to be using Jack in PvP. Can be a chain boundary unit for you now, but like, he's only ever really used in PvP. Or XP farming, but there's another character we're going to talk about that's just better at doing that. B tier sub for Koala. Nah, she's probably an A tier sub. She's got very good color affinity. She's great in Super Boss. Pudding has a fantastic level limit break. I'm going to put her up in S tier. 3 turns of Blind Despair removal and stockpiling effect, and like having 2 turns of it is great. Dofi, I'm going to put right next to Vivi. Special Mind removal is what makes him so good. Katakuri, I don't like this Katakuri. I think he's really, really bad. I can't stand this guy, if I'm honest. He's a B tier captain, superclass powerhouse. He's whatever. Crocodile was actually quite good for Grand Voyage Arlong level 3, so I'm going to put him in A tier captain. Fantastic support, terrific support. But he's a very good captain as well. Next, we've got Usopp and Nami. They're a B tier sub at best, honestly. Like they seem so good on paper, but they're just off with color affinity and whatnot. As for Robin and Jinbei, the character that came out alongside them, they're an S tier sub. They're still so good. So freaking good. Terrific unit. The Beast Pirates are fantastic in Treasure Map, as well as basically speed farming content. So I'm going to put them in A tier captain. If you have them and you're a newer player, you can speed farm so much content with this particular character. Brook. Okay, here we go. Brook is an S tier level limit break. If you guys, I'm doing this at the time of Super Boss, by the way, and like you see the value of Brook. I can't underestimate what this guy does. Having a revive mechanic doesn't seem too great, but now that we have Sanji that can swap into a captain, bruh, give me more copies of Brook. He's one of the only characters I haven't level limit break 5'd. Man, I want that Brook maxed. He's so good. He's so good. Whitebeard and Roger. I'm going to put Whitebeard Roger in top 5. For newer players, you can put this unit on any team at all, and it will make the team better. Like, will make the team way better. Remember, this is a across-the-board tier list. If this was just an endgame tier list, I would have them in God tier. But if we're talking across the board, value for a new player, medium player, and a gaining game player, this unit is tenfold. For endgame players, amazing in Grand Voyage, amazing in PvP, the best PvP character in the game in my opinion. And for newer players, they're going to carry you through 99.9% of content just with their switchability, which is just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I'm going to put them in top 5 today, but let me know your thoughts and opinions on the unit in the comment section below. Next, we've got Straw Hat Crew. I'm going to put Straw Hat Crew in God tier. I don't think Straw Hat Crew are the be-all, end-all anymore, just because we've been power crept with so many other Straw Hats. As a friend captain, they still work really, really well, but that's the downfall. And that's not a downfall of the unit, it's just that there's other Straw Hats that I think are just better for teams than this particular unit. However, if you run this character as a friend captain, and that's why I'm putting him in God tier, if you run him as a friend captain for 99% of new players, you're going to complete so much content because they make every single buff in the game rainbow, which is so goddamn valuable. So valuable. They're a rainbow booster. Their switchability can be used. They're a fantastic PvP character, but I just can't put them in top 5 when I've got like Nami up here because like you obviously can't run the two of them on the same team. That ability or that issue of having 10 Straw Hats is now becoming tenfold because we have so many other Straw Hats that are so goddamn good in the game. And now it's a problem, but as a friend captain, you could easily argue to me that they are a top 5 character for what they can do. But I just think Whitebeard and Roger on your account, on the team, and then this guy's a friend captain is going to be more valuable, and that's why I've got Whitebeard Roger a little bit higher. And like PvP, they're both so good in PvP though. Bon Clay's dropped off so much, man. Very good at being any super type. And anything you need him to be, but like for that reason, I'm just gonna put him in A tier captain. Carrot and Wanda, still to this day, my goats. S tier subs, I would put them higher, but for speed farming stuff, they are just absolutely fantastic. And in treasure map, they are very, very good. V2 Doflamingo, one of the best PvP characters. Even without his level limit break, he's still one of the best PvP characters. Like, you just chuck him on a bench on like 99% of teams, and he's gonna work. Like, it's wild. Odin is honestly, I can't stand this Odin regular play. He's okay. And I have used him in Super Boss, but 99% of the time, you're going to be using him in PvP. So I'm going to put him there. Kinemon Dendro, they're seeing a resurgence. They're very, very good. I'm going to put them in S tier sub. The 50% slash resistance is great because now we have Odin and Toki, and we'll talk about that once we get to that unit. Next, we have Garp. Oh, Garp, man. Garp needs some love. I can't even put him in PvP. I feel like I have to because I need Smoothie in that, right? I feel like I have to. Where's PvP? Up here. I feel like I have to. You know what? I'm gonna be fucking harsh. I'm gonna speak my mind because even if you pull these as units in PvP, I don't think you should level them up. I honestly don't. I really don't. And for that reason, I'm definitely gonna take you down as well to B tier level limit break because I don't think you should level that unit up either. Yeah. I'm gonna be harsh. I'm gonna put Smoothie and I'm gonna put Garp. It needs some love. They need some love. Hiyori definitely has grown on me. I wasn't a huge Hiyori stan, but like as a sub, one of the best subs in the entire game. Starting with 1 orbs, especially for Zoro, is great. This Kaido needs some love. I don't even care what you say. This Katakuri is very, very good in PvP, but fighters aren't the be-all or end-all. But is still very, very good in PvP. Like, I have to give the credit where credit is due. If you guys want to be running a fighter team, you have to get that category done. Next, we've got K-Dad. K-Dad, for me, is going to be a God tier unit. Removing attack down in their kit is so good, and slashes have just been, like, swept under the rug for, like, not being crazy as they are. With the Zoro, like, you guys know now how good slashes are. Like, we all know how good slashes are now, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. I'm going to bring Shanks down to meta, actually, because he's only good when the meta provides it. And honestly, I wish I could bring Kaido down as well, because, yeah, it is what it is. Kuma's a fantastic PvP character. Once he got his buffs, he is terrific. If you have him on strength teams with Kid, you do some crazy things. A tier, or S tier, A tier level on the rake. I like this Lucy, but it's the same as these 3 Sabos are all very, very similar to me. Marco. Oh, I love Marco. Marco's the best XP captain in the game. Great at speed farming content. Great in 10-star Kazunas for assists. I love this Marco so goddamn much. Next, we've got Halloween Perona. She's an S tier sub, but honestly, she hasn't seen nearly as much play as she should. So I'm going to put her in A tier sub. Next, we've got Kid and Law. Okay, Kid and Law is an interesting one. I'm going to put Kid in meta because you definitely can, like, he definitely can work under, like, the Kaido team and whatnot, and he's a very good option for that team, but nowadays he's not the go-to option, whilst Law is a lot better. I think Law is god tier because he's just, like, he's super tandem, so accessible, he's so easy to get. Very, very good character. Like, a fantastic unit, honestly. One of the best design units since of the 8th anniversary, if I'm completely honest. Sengoku is just a B tier captain. He's fun. He's a fun unit, but, like, fun ain't getting shit done, you know? Like, for newer players and stuff, you ain't getting shit done. Verse Whitebeard and Shanks. I think Verse Shanks is still a B tier sub. Block orb manipulation and an orb boost is always great. However, Whitebeard needs some love, man. Whitebeard needs some love. So the two of them together obviously need love. Just like Big Mom versus Kaido. This Big Mom, she is going to go right next to Verse Kaido. Verse Kaido gives cooldowns though. So like, I don't think she's as good as Kaido. So I guess we'll put her in B tier captain. She does wave clean shenanigans. I just think V1 Kaido is better. So let's do that. Next we got Ulti. This Ulti, honestly, you guys, if you guys know the channel, you guys know how much I hate this ulti. Most of the time, I'm using her as a support. However, ulti's like that ex-girlfriend that just keeps turning up. You hit her up for content once upon a time, and then she won't leave you alone ever again. However, she's actually pretty good, like, as a unit. I do want to give her credit. Special bind removal, attack down removal. Like, she's actually very, very good. I just hate using her, because I fucking hate ulti, to be honest. Next, we've got Lucci. Lucci, for me, is an A tier captain. Nothing too flash hot with Lucci. It's just very solid. Great special, great captain ability for powerhouse fighters and decks. They've all got kind of better options though, which is kind of a shame. Verse Yamato. Verse Yamato is a god tier unit. Verse Yamato is so good that she's borderline top 5 for me. If this was an endgame tier list, I would most likely have her in top 5, if I'm completely honest with you. But because it's not an endgame tier list, I don't have her in top 5. I think she's right there. She's very, very good alongside Nami and Robin, obviously. And she's fantastic. She's one of the only characters that can give you the damage reduction buff as well. Zoro and Sanji, they're an okay captain. I don't love this unit. I'm going to put them in A tier captain. They're okay. Great for Grand Voyage, so like that's something. This is the other Uta, which I'm going to put in meta. Just because, like, when she works, she can work. But she's, like... Honestly, nah, she's an S tier captain. She's an S tier captain. She's only really good for Grand Voyage, if I'm completely honest. Yeah, that's pretty much the only place she's good. This Super Tandem Big Mom's actually really good for Grand Voyage, too, wherever I put her. Because she actually gets the cooldowns. Verse Kaido, though, I'm going to put in meta. Because, like, Verse Kaido seems to be the only option for versing Sai Super Boss at the moment, which sucks. But we are tweaking some stuff, and obviously he just got a lot of support. Like, a lot of support. Next, we've got, let's go all the way back down. Goldie Roger 6+, bro. Goldie Roger has got to be a god tier unit. Like, if you're a newer player and you pull Roger, he's the first skulls you need to buy. Like, you have to buy this guy. This guy is insane in PvP, still. The best GP leader by far. So, sorry, I meant to say insane in Grand Party. Good in regular PvP. An absolute demon in Treasure Map. Fixed damage at 1.5 million going through NAO. And he's a rainbow captain that removes despair. Like, he's going to help 99% of players in the early stages, and he's still good for endgame players alike. People hate on Roger still, like, and just think he's, like, not great. But, like, look, he's still a fantastic goddamn character, man. He's a fantastic character. Like, no doubt about it. Like, completely removing despair is something people overlook so heavily. Sugar, like, honestly, really, really good in PvP if you are versing, Strength. That's pretty much the only place I use her. But she's pretty interesting with her Toy Bears. The downside is it doesn't trigger Rush, doesn't trigger Super Tandem, which is a huge L for the character. Common Sugar L. Next, you got Rayleigh Gaban. Rayleigh Gaban, I'm going to put in meta. Removing attack down there, besides K-Dad, but K-Dad's only for slashes. This unit is the best unit to use to remove attack down if you're captain. I'm going to put them in meta right now because they're so good as a captain and a sub that I don't think putting them in S tier captain does them justice. However, I don't think they're as good as some of these god tier units because their multipliers are still quite low. One of their switch abilities, though, works exceptionally well with Roger, being an attack booster and a color affinity booster now if you use their switch. And they were the first characters to introduce the overrideable attack boost, which is crazy. This Whitebeard, I'm going to put into I want to put him in S tier captain, just because, like, wave clearing with this guy is so friggin' valuable. But, like, you just don't get cooldowns. He suffers the cooldown problem that Big Mom does. So what I'm actually going to do is, I know I said I was going to drop, like, Kaido, but I'm going to make him an A tier captain, and I'm going to bring Kaido back up to S tier captain. Again, like, if you're a newer player, like, Kaido is just so good. He's just so good at wave clearing, and he does powerhouse strikers as well. I just think he's better than the Big Mom. I think he's better than the Whitebeard for newer players. For endgame players, you're probably never going to use him, to be honest. But at the same time, if you're an endgame player, you're probably never going to use Whitebeard and Big Mom either, if I'm completely honest with you. Next, we've got Robin. She's a B tier level limit break. Or Red Rock Luffy, dude. Red Rock Luffy came out of nowhere. Actually came out of nowhere. I think he's a meta unit. He's been so good across the board in so much content. I love using Final Tap Luffy now. Without his 6+, don't even talk to me. But with his 6+, absolute demon mode, bro. Absolute demon. Next, we've got Perispero. Perispero is very, very good. But he's just hasn't really seen a really great place to shine. I'm going to put him in S tier captain, though, because I can see this man's potential. I definitely can. Special reverse removal, chain boundary, which is great. In 10-star Kazuna last Super Boss, this guy was an absolute demon, bro. Absolute demon. Next, we've got Neko Inu. Neko Inu. Ooh. Now, I don't love Neko Inu as much as other people do, but fantastic speed farming captain. Terrific in Grand Voyage against the local sea monster. They broke local sea monster basically. They're terrific in PvP. They're great in treasure map. Like, they're a very, very good unit. A very, very good unit. I don't think they're a meta character per se. Because, honestly, if you didn't have this character, it's not the end of the world. But they're still really good. Like, they're still very, very good. Very, very good. Honestly, I like them. I like them just as much as I like, probably, Top Musica. Which, I'm a bigger stand on Top Musica than most people are. Super Tandem Ace, though. This is going to piss some people off. Super Tandem Ace. Super Tandem Ace. I don't like Super Tandem Ace. I think he's a bad design character. They want you to use him as a captain, but he's a bad captain. And out of the three, he's definitely the worst of the ASL batch. But I'm still going to give him some love because I can see what he can do. And I do think he's better than a lot of the A tier subs down here. As for the Sabo and the Luffy, though, this Luffy is a Chad, man. I love this Luffy. This Luffy is an S tier sub. I use him so much. Limit Break Expander, he's on 11-turn cooldown, which is so good. And if you can find a way to like use like Uta and then use this guy on like whatever team you're running them on, he increases Uta's buff or any other orb boost for that matter, provided you can use it first. So still 2.75 orb boost is nothing to scoff at. Shanks, I'm gonna put him in PvP. This guy honestly is up there in my like top 5 best PvP characters in the entire game. You put 6+ Shanks level in break 5 on any or 4 any PvP team, he just makes it better. He gives so much defense. HP cunning is great. He's a fantastic unit, and in regular play, he's actually pretty good too. But PvP is where I see most of my play for Shanks. Hawkins and Killer. Hawkins and Killer are pretty good. I think Hawkins is definitely an S tier captain, and I think Killer probably goes into meta because he can be used alongside the what's it called? He can be used alongside this particular batch up here. So he's very, very good. And I do like him a bit more than what Hawkins does, but Hawkins has like the special one removal, which is actually really, really valuable as well. Super Tandem Sabo, though, I really like Super Tandem Sabo. I think Super Tandem Sabo is actually up here in like borderline god tier. Special bind removal as captain is great. Damage reduction removal, chain boundary, which is fantastic. I'm gonna put him on meta actually though, because I think that he works really well with like Shanks. He's a better version of Ben Beckman Lucky Roo. However, if you have Ben Beckman Lucky Roo, don't stress if you don't have this Sabo. However, if you have this Sabo, you're gonna use it over Ben Beckman Lucky Roo. But the Ben Beckman Lucky Roo literally just carry what's it called? Ben Beckman Lucky Roo just carry shooters so goddamn hard. I think Robin and like this Zoro are like the best going around here. I really like these characters here. I really like you. You definitely need to come up. You can come down. And then Dog Storm, you're here for a purpose. So like, let's do that. Cool. It's not really like an order to it, but like it was just annoying me. Apu seems kind of cool in regular play. But he's definitely a PvP character. He's a PvP legend. And I just think he's a better version of you Rogue, if I'm completely honest. So I'm going to put him in PvP. Jewelry Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie's an interesting one. She's very, very good. I think she's a better version of Ace, to be honest, because her chain boundary is just more valuable than what Ace provides. Ace Super Champ sucks too, by the way. The resistance is kind of nice, but whatever. I'm going to put her in S tier captain. I think she's definitely an S tier captain. Bonnie just hasn't had a chance to shine, per se. Still very, very good, though. Very, very good with her chain boundary, her recovery, all the shenanigans. She's very, very nice. Next, we've got Bardo Cavendish 6+. I'm going to target them first. I think they are definitely a PvP-centric character. You're not going to use them anywhere else, really. They have that damage reduction conversion buff, but, like, it's not really going to see that much play compared to what Verse Yamato's actually does. So, definitely not bad, but just definitely not fantastic at the same time. In PvP, though, on the Slasher dual unit team, they are exceptional. Like, they are very, very good. Next, we're going to come down to... okay, now we're cooking with the new characters. I don't know why it doubled up on all of the newer characters here, but, like, let's rip in, because this is literally all the new characters. Big Mom first. This new 6+ Big Mom, I haven't done a showcase on her, because, like, I don't have her yet. I haven't, like, got the actual skulls, but what I see on paper, she's just bad. Like, she's just bad. She's a bad version of Super Tandem Nami, to be honest, and I just don't see her as a player. Her Super Swap, though, does seem very interesting, and I don't really want to go too crazy and, like, throw her under the bus, but I'm going to put her in A tier sub just for now, because her Super Swap does seem very, very interesting. Who knows? That paralysis as a captain might be good. It doesn't look like it will be, but it might be. Jack, we touched on Jack on the last tier list, but Jack has definitely gotten a lot better than I actually first gave him credit for. As, I'm going to put him in as an S tier captain, because that ability to give the 2 times damage is great. He's a 5.5 times captain. He's a super class as well. And the super boss, he works amazingly alongside a very new character that we got, who we're going to talk about in a second as well. Next, we're going to talk about Queen, though. The next of the Beast Pirates to get a regular legend, so that's always fun as well. I think Queen is definitely better than Jack, and I'm definitely going to put Queen in meta. I think Queen is definitely... Actually, I'm going to bring you down here, because, like, Queen is just, like, the meta version of, well, for Kaido, per se. You know what? I'm going to do this, do that, and then do this, yeah. So, Verse Kaido, like, he kind of has to be your leader for this team to operate along... Well, he doesn't have to be. Like, he's kind of in the team, and then, like, Jack is going to be, like, your friend captain. No, I can't do it. Honestly, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. Can't do it. However, Kaido is, like, the key to the puzzle for these units, because they get pseudo double special. Queen is a color affinity booster that can't be wiped away, so it works exceptionally with Kaido. And then Jack is chain boundary, which can't be wiped away as well. And the amount of resistance you can get with these 2 units is insane. 30% for Driven and Cerebral here. 30% for Driven and Striker over here, which works amazingly with Verse Kaido. Queen is very, very good. However, Alba, the Giga Chad that came out alongside them, is definitely the cream of the crop. Like, he's a god tier unit. I haven't had a real chance to use Alba per se, but he's really centric around Driven and Striker teams, which definitely holds him back. However, 2.0 chain boost is the highest in the game, just flat rate, and it cannot be removed. He then also has the ability to do a 1500 base stats and a whole bunch of chain shenanigans. He has a super type, so if you use him alongside Jack, you do some crazy ass things, and this unit is absolutely phenomenal. Like, just a fantastic goddamn unit. Like, fan-friggin-tastic. I really, really like the Alba. Moving on to the 3 big ones. You know what? No, we'll touch on Odin and Toki first. Odin and Toki, interesting, right? Odin and Toki, I'm going to put in meta. I do think they are definitely the weakest of the anniversary batch, per se. But they do work exceptionally well alongside Zoro, who we'll definitely talk about in a second. But their ability to give Slasher resistance and a 2.75 color affinity is nothing to scoff at. Their Super Tandem's kind of mid. Their swap is nice, but it's definitely nothing too crazy. But it does work exceptionally well alongside Zoro. I just wish this unit had Free Spirit in their kit, just like K-Dad does. They give attack boost to Free Spirit and Slasher, where this unit is just Slasher-centric, which drastically holds them back. Just Slashes holds them back way more than, like, 2 classes does. So, I think they're a meta-based unit, and they're definitely going to see play on Super Boss like we are using them now, but they are very, very good because of this guy right here, and I don't think this guy is God tier. Is top 5. I do think he's God tier, because when you get into the Enma Unleashed state, you can do some really, really cool things. He's obviously, like, an amazing captain for Strength, Dex, Quick, Slashes, or Free Spirits, which got a lot of support through this anniversary, and can generate his own 1-orbs, which helps him out a lot. However, you have to then tap in right orders, you have to be strategic with your play, and he's a very finicky design. He's a lot of fun, and he's basically a better version in my eyes of Super Tandem Kaido, or what Super Tandem Kaido tries to do, but isn't exactly like crazy in terms of what Super Tandem Kaido can do. Zoro needs a lot of support. Stuff like Hiyori is really, really good. Hitting with type advantage, knowing what the content provides, just like Kaido, Zoro has that same downfall. That doesn't diminish what Zoro can do. Zoro has some of the highest damage output in the entire game. I don't doubt that. However, to get his full potential, you need him as a captain. You need to get into the Enma Unleashed state. You lose stuff like Super Tandem, Super Class, all of those shenanigans that we've spoken about in the past. But he does have Rainbow damage, which is exceptional. Rainbow damage is so good, but you have to manage your HP. So there's all of these really good aspects of Zoro, but then these aspects that are like, but there's also this, you know? So, like, I really do like Zoro. I hate him at the same time, but I do really like Zoro. I just don't think he cracks that echelons of God tier for, top 5 for this tier list, but I do think I would have him in my top 10. I definitely do. I really, really do. So, as for the last 2 units, you can probably guess where they're going to go because there's only 3 units in the top 5. We're going to start with Sanji, the first Rush character. Rush is an incredibly broken mechanic. Increases your chain multiplier. Plus, he's the only Rush character in the game. Like, he's literally the only Rush character in the game. So, for that reason, I have to have him equal second. I am a bigger fan of Luffy and Yamato per se. I think Luffy and Yamato are the better of the 2 right now. But I can definitely see how Sanji will age better. Sanji's going to age better in the regards that he's a standalone Sanji, where Luffy is going to get more Luffys, obviously, with that guy around the corner. And Sanji's the only Rush character. So I do understand if people have Sanji higher than Luffy Yamato, but right now, I do think Luffy Yamato just provide way more to the teams that you guys are running. If you are an endgame player and you're running this combination of Nami versus Yamato, Robin, and then Sanji, this Luffy Yamato as a friend captain just provides so goddamn much. However, you're going to want to have your own Sanji rather than having a friend captain of Luffy Yamato. Luffy Yamato, though, are the orb booster. They give additional damage through full immunity. They give color affinity of 2.5 times. Like, they do so much. Sanji's problem is he kind of competes with what Nami's trying to do. And overall, I still think Nami is a little bit better. Obviously, this month, Sanji's showing how good he is. But I do think Nami, on paper, is still a little bit better. But as for these 2, I would have them interchangeable. Whichever way you guys want to say it, go for. I have them equal second. I'm a bigger fan of Luffy Yamato myself, but their design is quite wonky to get their super swap. But when they give you the super swap, it gives a rat's ass how wonky they are. So the units are great. The captain swap of Sanji is fantastic to like make Brook viable again. To give you another super class, which you can use with Nami, which is insane. And all the chain shenanigans you can get with Sanji. 3.25 chain boundary, 1.5 times chain boost, and the Brook support for a 1.1 times chain multiplicative buff. Like, come on, man. What else doesn't he do? Like, it's crazy to me. Like, actually crazy. So insane. But here we are. We're at the end of the tier list, and this is going to wrap it out. So, my top 5 sits like this. We have Nami, Luffy Yamato, or Sanji, whichever way you want to look at it. Next, we have the Uta combinations of these 2, and then top music does slide in there too. And then I have Whitebeard and Roger. If we were talking a top 10, though, I would definitely have the Straw Hat Crew up here. I would definitely have versus Yamato up here. I would definitely have Zoro up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would highly put a Sabo in the top 10 for most players as well. And I would probably put Ace Yamato as well. Remember, this is an all-game tier list for majority of players, not just end players alike. However, those particular characters that I moved, like these ones here, Ace Sabo, Ace Yamato, amazing for Grand Voyage, terrific PvP character, and the shenanigans that the Straw Hats can do. And remember, like I said, this unit has been power crept because we have so many other Straw Hats that are so ridiculous in the entire game as well. That's a big reason why they've been dropped. K-Dad is another fantastic unit. Versus Yamato, like, just terrific. But at the moment, we're sitting in a very, very good spot. If we were talking end game tier list, though, end game, like real end game, I would probably have versus Yamato as 4th, and I would definitely drop Whitebeard Roger out of the top 5. I would honestly be very close to putting Zoro up here, but I do think at the moment versus Yamato for me is just a character that is a little bit better. But like I said, this is an all tier list for majority of players in the game, looking at every aspect, and PvP over here just makes this character so goddamn good. But that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Remember, like I said at the start of the video, this is my personal opinion, but I do love hearing what you guys have to say about this kind of stuff. I do love disagreeing, and I do love agreeing with you guys all at the same time. So let me know how you guys think the tier went. Obviously, this is a very long video, and if you got this far, please comment purple pineapples in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys for not only being here, but supporting me all the way through this OPTC YouTube journey. We hit 10k subscribers recently, and the anniversary has been so much fun. Hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. But like I said, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, though, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.